Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on Tesla. I've talked about them numerous times here on the channel. As you can see, got a couple shares here. Have more shares in a retirement. I finally caved in and bought some. When I first started watching it was shortly after pandemic time. It was in about the 230s, something like that. Well, actually, maybe it was lower. Wow. Wish I would have bought back in here now. But I remember watching it in the 200s, put it off, and then finally bought some, I think, in the 400s after it started going up. But here's a look at what they've done over the last 5 years. You can see it's up over 2,500%. Man, if you could have got some shares in there, that would have been... And over the last year, it's up over 57%. In the last 3 months, it's up over 45%. Had a nice run-up right there. That would have been the time to have gotten in and bought some more from the October to the November 4th. I remember watching it here in the $1,200 range, and I was like, oh, I should sell it. And then I was like, no, because it'll keep going up. But then it did drop off. Could have made $200 a share or so, but didn't. And here's a look at over the last month, up over 17%. In the last week, up over 7%. This is some really interesting action there. So, I mean, even that would have been a decent buy. You could have made about $100 a share. And here's a look at today. So they're all green except today, but I have 2 and a partial share here, and there's my cost basis at $563.36. I got 102% return. If you don't know much about Tesla, feel free to pause and go over that. Their EV cars, solar, kind of endless on the business that they're in. And I think they'll just be adding more products as time goes on and gets bigger. Founded in 2003, and volume of 10.34 million, and the average of 24.08 million, with a $1.15 trillion market cap, and a 52-week low of 539.49, and a high of 1,243.49. So quite a range in there. I'm sure there's some people that bought there and sold theirs, and kudos to you. So it's an excellent return for 1 year. Not too bad of ratings even on this one at a 41% buy. And here's a look at their earnings. Next is coming up on January 26th after hours. And you can see the they've pretty much beat on earnings every time except Q4. Beat. Did a really good job there, and the next one is coming up. So the point that I like to make with this one is if you don't have $1,100, we'll call it, you can buy partial shares here on Robinhood now. As you can see, I did that a while back. Just threw $10 at it. Probably had that left over in my account, and so maybe it was down that day and decided to buy some. But you can see the almost a $200 increase there. That wasn't the exact price. That was my market buy, which is odd that I did that's because it's a partial share. That's why it's a market buy. Otherwise, I do limit orders, but that threw me off there for a second. But so the point that I'm making is if you had 10, 20, $50, want to do it per month, you can just throw 10, $20 at it, whatever. You're going to be doing a market buy. So with the swings on this one, if it's sitting there at 1,141, as you can see, it's changing. You might be paying more doing a market order, but if you want a piece of Tesla and only have 20, 50, or $100, don't have the 1,100, you can throw some money at it every month, or however you choose to do. That's another nice thing. I believe you can do that on Fidelity, possibly on TD Ameritrade now as well. So you just have to try it. I haven't tried buying a partial shares. on TD Ameritrade or Fidelity yet, just here on Robinhood. So over here on Bing, currently showing it as a hold. And a short seller who bet against Wirecard wagers Tesla is overpriced, and this is dated here today. So I mean, people have been saying that for quite a while, but short seller who was accused of fraud years before a German payment processing company collapse is betting Tesla's stratospheric valuation will come back down to earth. People are going to say that, especially if you're trying to short it. But I've done some more reading and saying Tesla could hit 1,200 again, 1,500, probably, definitely, for sure by the end of the year. Who knows what they'll hit? Could go back up to 2,000 and could split again for all you know. So, but there's some information in here. Tweeted Wednesday that there is a price dislocation between shares of Tesla and incumbent car makers Toyota Corp and Volkswagen. Two largest auto manufacturers each sold roughly 10 or 11 vehicles for every one that Tesla delivered last year. Yet the company led by Elon Musk has a $1.15 trillion market capitalization, more than double the combined valuations of Toyota and Volkswagen. That's just ouch. That's just got to say something about Tesla, and just rather interesting. So, but the reason for the latest decline in the stock I was reading and didn't get a video done is Elon was selling up to 10% of his holdings, and he's done. So then the stock started going up again. So that's another reason why it started going up. So kind of kicking myself for now not selling it and then rebuying it when it dipped below 1,000, because it's back up to where it started now. But that's besides the point. So I just hadn't been watching it that close. So could Tesla, Lucid, and Rivian make EVs the best performing industry of 2022? And as you can see, this is dated here today. So EV stocks have wasted no time in 2022, making a splash. Tesla reported its fourth quarter and full year 2021 production and delivery numbers on Sunday, blowing expectations out of the water and launching the stock to within striking distance of its all-time high. Tesla's share price shot up over 14% on the day, which had beneficial ripple effects extending to EV names like Lucid. With such a hot start to the year, could EVs be 2022's best performing industry? So Tesla's price shot up over 14% on the day, which had a beneficial ripple effect extending to EV names like Lucid, which I didn't look at Lucid to see what they did. With such a hard start to the year, could EVs be 2022's best performing industry? Let's look at where the sector could go and where investors should play. So zeroing in on the hottest industries in 2022, solar energy captured the spotlight. And if you follow my channel, I've talked a lot about a bunch of different solar stocks, including TAN. I used to hold TAN and sold it. It just wasn't doing much. That was before 2020. And now it's, of course, shot up, and I wish I would have kept it, but didn't. But that's the solar ETF, and you get a small dividend from it. So, but you can see it rose 230% in 2020. Of course, I sold it before that, so yeah, that was brilliant. In 2021, the energy sector was the best performing sector in the S&P, with oil and gas companies benefiting from rising energy prices and stemming from the fact that it had room to rebound after a rough 2020. Energy sector was the worst performing sector in the S&P 500 in 2020. EV stocks did well in 2021, with Lucid gaining 280%. Ford, I just did a video on Ford. up 136%, and many other players performing the market. EVs were certainly one of the top industries, but the bulk of the broader market gains driven by mega cap tech stocks. EVs have a similar potential to growth industries such as renewable energy, cloud computing, software, cybersecurity, and metaverse. EVs aren't necessarily a better place to invest, but the chance of success is arguably higher than with EVs than, say. So, I've covered a lot of EVs, a lot of solar stocks here on the channel, Tesla being the main one, NIO, Xpeng, Li Auto, I've covered them all. GM, Ford, I just did a video on Ford. It hit a 52-week high. As you can see right here, $24.15. Right after a pandemic, I was buying, I think March of 2020, I was buying it for $5 and change, almost $6. And look at it now, and they just reinstated their dividend about a month or so ago as well. Read why analysts remain optimistic on Tesla, and this is dated here today. Analysts mostly remained positive on Tesla's prospects by lifting their price targets. Related content, Tesla Q4 deliveries beat consensus by a mile, pushing annual sales to nearly 1 million. The analyst noted that Tesla posted substantial upside to delivery expectations for Q4 as the company managed supply chain headwinds better than expected and sold into a robust demand environment. The Model 3 Y deliveries led the upside, which Rush believes was in part driven by a solid sell-through in China. He sees gross margin as a critical focus for Q4 results, along with the cadence of incremental self-driving feature rollout and progress on its Berlin and Austin factory ramps. Rush expects Tesla record volumes to translate into solid margins. Rush has an outperform rating. There's always been different ratings on Tesla. Here one raised the price target on Tesla to $900 from $750. And kept an inline, McNally believes the auto industry will not return to normalized inventory levels until 2024. Barclays raised the price target on Tesla from $320 to $325 from $300. That's quite and kept it underweight. And here's another one raised to $1,300 from $950. So kind of all different kinds of ratings. I just kind of go by the flow of the stock. I mean, ratings are nice to see what people rate it, but there's always been one extreme to the next on Tesla. So Rivian Automotive, I did a video a while back on Rivian. I've done several on NIO. I'm down a little bit on NIO. Should look at buying some more. Are well-positioned with secular growth drivers as legacy automakers struggle to balance their internal combustion engine and EV portfolios. Morgan Stanley analyst rounds out the top 5 picks in the United States autos with Rivian and Freyr Battery and GM. I've done several videos on GM as well. Here's another analyst on Tesla from $11.50 from $10.50, so raised it $100 and kept a neutral. Nathan now expects Tesla to deliver 1.75 million units in 2023 compared to 1.66 million units prior. And price action, Tesla shares traded lower by 1.18% at $1,135.99 in the pre-market session in the last check on Wednesday. So we'll see what they end up doing today. Missed out on Tesla's record production numbers. 2 better EV stocks to buy now. And as you can see, this is just dated here today as well. So it kind of goes over the Q4 2021 full year production numbers are on the buzz on Wall Street. Price of Tesla gained $143 a share, or 14%, catapulting the stock within just a few percentage points on the all-time high. Not only did Tesla results beat expectations, but they came during a challenging global chip shortage that beleaguered the auto industry through 2021. So hopefully we'll get through that and see what happens going forward. So with a market cap now that stands a whopping $1.2 trillion, investors are paying a premium for Tesla's future. Same goes for Lucid and NIO. Here's what makes the two electric car better buys now, even though all three are expensive. So Lucid has done investors a favor by setting expectations for 2022, flush with cash after its merger with Churchill Capital. Lucid has over $6 billion in cash that should help propel its production and chart a path toward its full year as a viable electric vehicle automaker. 2021 was a banner year for Lucid that proved the company's mettle when it comes to technology, engineering, and design. Yet those qualities pale in comparison to the importance of a mass production. A skill Tesla knows too well, too much is much easier than done. Lucid plans to produce and deliver 20,000 Lucid Airs in 2022. And I've done a couple videos on Lucid, just a beautiful car, and the stock went crazy there for a while and came back down. I haven't looked at it in the last couple of days or yet this year to see what it's doing, but might pick up a couple shares, watch it, and just hold those for the long term. So pretty much every EV stock that I have, holding it for the long term. So here's a look at the NIO 2020 and 2021 monthly EV deliveries, and so you can see it's really taken off here in the last couple months. I feel they're all good stocks to have, good to diversify, but again, I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice, just stating my opinion, and I just like to hold them all. You never know when one's going to take off, or Lucid could be the next Tesla for all you know, so thanks to Tesla, I'm buying a new wife for Christmas. There you go. Over here on StockTwits, currently at $1,143.47, 52-week low of $539.49, and a 52-week high of, it looks like it went over 1,200 there for a while. Let me guess, you bought calls. Yeah, might not be a time to buy a call on Tesla where it's hitting the high again. Bull trap 2 days in a row. Very interesting action on Tesla again. Over here on MSN Money, currently as a hold. And here on Tip Ranks, showing it as a moderate buy with a 8.3% downside to 1,048.92, high of 1,580, low of 295. Wow. If it hit that low again, everybody would be buying it, so I would definitely be buying some at that price. That's the price that I put off buying it, but again, you can kind of see the price action going up and down, but I'm happy with my return. I wish I would have just bought more, but probably didn't have any more cash in the account at the time, so just took it slow, but I do have more in a retirement, so I'm just going to let them both set and write it out. So, but if you have Tesla, go and leave that in the comments along with your cost basis, any other information you want to share, if there's any other EV stocks you're interested in, or lithium or cobalt, or any of the picks and shovel plays too. I've covered those as well, so but that's it for Tesla. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.